Virgo. Hope you guys are doing great today. My name is Jackie. Welcome back to those of you who've been here. Normally, you guys know I do tarot and astrology, but this week, as many of you have asked for it, we're just going to do a deep love read. We're going to do for those of you who are coupled, separated, and singles. I'm going to timestamp in the description box below. So let's get right into things. Okay, let me just drop this down so you guys can see the cards and see what comes up for our Virgo friends. Spirit want Virgo to know Virgo's in relationship. First card up is you. So you are in a Knight of Cups space. Yes. So this is nice. I mean, this is just about offering a proposal. Oh, but your challenge is the Six of Swords, feeling the need to sort of step away and detach. All right. So let's throw all the cards down and then we'll see. We'll pull a couple of oracles, see what's going on. Yeah, it means this idea of marriage, or at least honoring the sacred within your relationship, is actually the recommendation from Spirit right now. So, I mean, which is good for those of you who are in a space within the marriage where you might be going through a little bit of a difficult time right now. Coming into this energy, we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands really is this energy of wanting to be a free spirit, wanting to come in and say exactly what is on one's mind, and go after what you want, or them going after what they want. And really, though, at the end of the day, let me just move this over a little bit. At the end of the day, it's like this idea of, wait a minute, is this exactly what I want? It's this focusing on this idea of perfectionism. Expecting something to be perfect, or at least being accused of that. You might even be accused, oh, you need everything to be perfect. You need things to be A, B, and C. Nobody's perfect, right? This could have been conversation in the past, but you could also be feeling like, first of all, very in tune with something that is not feeling like right for you, right? And it could also be you feeling like you're dealing with somebody who expects perfectionism as well. So again, this Knight of Cups energy is a very nice card, right? Because obviously it's about a proposal coming in that indicates a very emotional time within this existing relationship, right? Some of you, if you're, I'm not really getting any sort of new energy here, but this could be an energy of being very caught up in the romantic notions of something within the relationship, being very caught up in the possibility, being very caught up in all of that beautiful stuff, right? But this is an energy that calls forth for you to realize that it's very important for you to have expectations when it comes to people. As I say to a Virgo, of course you have expectations, but expectations specifically about somebody, and paying very close attention to somebody walking their talk. If somebody is promising you the world and they're promising, oh no, everything's going to be A, B, and C, and you're recognizing the time is passing, and you're recognizing that on this particular timeline that you guys worked out, that things should have been rolling out a little bit differently. Are you dealing with somebody who won't even have that conversation, or won't even recognize that they did say that things are going to be a particular way, right? Because your challenge is the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords is about moving away, kind of like mentally rather than physically. It's like detaching, and this is your challenge. So you might be feeling like the person that you're dealing with promised you the world, but suddenly you're feeling this weird kind of detachment from them, or you're feeling the notion to sort of detach from them. Keep in mind, this is a minor arcana, so it could just be like for at least a short time. For some of you, this can manifest as, maybe making some excuses over why you don't want to hang out or why you don't want to do a certain thing. And it's not for malice, it's to pull away, to get some sort of clarity regarding a situation, to do some sort of internal work and internal figuring out. So it's like this offer, you want to manifest some sort of offer. You want something so badly to go a particular way, but you can't not see this situation that is kind of hurtful here. Now we have the Nine of Coins as the basis of the situation, and it is working with the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is very much a brand new beginning, lots of motivation, lots of energy here, man. I mean, this is like, because it's fire, right? And this is another very auspicious energy, but this does indicate a new chapter of passion, creativity, motivation. This is an energy of fertility. This is starting a new chapter in your life, Virgo, just starting a new chapter in your life. Now, for some of you, it's obviously a brand new sexual connection, and that could be like the situation right now of what's going on, right? And then we have this working with the 9 of coins, and the 9 of coins is a very independent endeavor energy, really trying to do work on self so that there could be this expansion into a healthier connection, with recognition that whatever's been going on or whatever you feel like you've been involved in hasn't been healthy the way it's been. So you're doing all of the good work and you're just ready for something new that's healthy. Even though this is for couples and in a relationship, if you're staying together and nobody's going anywhere, you are very ready for a new cycle. You are very ready to throw some spice into this salad here. You are very ready to do something new. But some of you are questioning whether you're in the right relationship. And some of you may be in the 3D being very tempted by some sort of energy that's coming in, but you're being reminded to look at the commitment that is here. You're being asked to look at, again, the Hierophant is marriage. It's a very important relationship. It's celebrating the sacred. It's remembering the expectations, remembering how to conform to whatever is expected of you within this energy. And so there's got to be this recognition. The energy external to you that you're dealing with, I mean, you have the sun. This person wants everything and everything with you. This is a beautiful card. I mean, this is about growing a beautiful connection and relationship. Maybe somebody even wants to go on vacation with you, Virgo. I mean, that is what the sun can mean. But the sun really more than anything is about being equipped, right? Having all the tools in their toolbox to be able to manifest something in a really, really beautiful and positive way in the relationship. And I feel like that's totally where they're at. But your internal block here, we have the 4 of Swords. So you're in this space where you just, 4 of Swords is really wanting to, knowing that you need to step back, but feeling very restless. You're feeling very restless about something, Virgo. What's going on? Like, I feel like you're feeling kind of anxious. You feel very ready to act. At the same time, you want this new, but you want the new because you feel kind of burnt out from something that's been going on. It's like, long enough already, right? It's enough, it's enough, it's enough. I can't do this anymore kind of thing. And the thing is, I feel like it's because you're going through something, right? I mean, because in this person's mind, and maybe even on paper, they're good. Like, this is a good catch. This is a good person. But you might be going through something in your own, in your own space. Because this is the thing. It seems to me like there's got to be a lot of very deliberate patience exercised here. That's always the deal with the 7 of Pentacles, right? 4 of the World, 3 of the Trinity. It's going to take a lot more work than you've had to put into it up to this point. This is Saturn and Taurus, right? So this is like restriction in the most earthy and fundamental parts of the relationship. So this could have to do with where you guys are getting very caught up in the responsibility, where you're getting caught up in maybe having to save money, or whatever it is. It's just requiring a lot, what feels like a lot of work in the relationship. But, it definitely is going to pay off. You have to be patient. There's a very strong potential for beautiful long-term success here. There really is. But then we have the Knight of Swords, which is expect the unexpected. Just which so many people are getting this in different decks, in different positions, but this card keeps coming up, which is, this could have to do with sudden truths coming out. Things suddenly being exposed. It's like the lights come on, you're like, okay. Some of you are going to be like, wow, that's a relief that's finally out in the open. Others of you are going to be like, I knew it. Now what do I do with it? But there's something going on here. You might even be dealing with somebody who can be kind of dramatic, and they tend to create situations on their own. Maybe, typically this energy does not take responsibility for what it is that they stir up or what it is that needs reconciling. But it really is very much this expect the unexpected kind of energy. We have the 2 of Wands, Temperance energy, Tower. Wow. There's 3 heavy major arcanas there. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, you are just going to be like, hear me roar this month. I just really feel like that because you're going to be feeling very decided on what it is that you're willing to accept and not accept, right? This Two of Wands energy is it's a very positive energy in that it's a Mars and Aries, right? This is about making plans, moving forward, and all of that good stuff. But a lot of you, straight up, you might be meeting somebody. You might be meeting somebody maybe through work or friends or some sort of new, there's some sort of activity that you do. It could certainly be that. So, and this could be a very, because and that's clarifying the Knight of Swords, which is like expecting unexpected, meeting somebody. But then we have this energy of needing to temper a situation. And temperance, again, is a Hierophant energy, which is connected to the marriage or very important partnership, right? So this is like an energy of somebody new coming in. It's like, all right, now what do we do with it? Are we able to balance things out? Are we able to find some sort of middle ground where everybody's needs are being met? But it does seem like there's got to be this necessary surrender. Now, this could be by you, by them, or just the situation being like kind of out of nowhere, feeling like, whoa, everything's sort of going to hell in a handbasket. What the hell is going on? Is like a necessary surrender that's being called forth here. The lights come on, some sort of secret is exposed, and a whole new direction is gone in. I mean, this is sort of like something happens and you're like, goodbye, honestly. And I don't, I'm not an alarmist. And a lot of you guys are going to not like this energy, but listen, that's what the Tower means, especially after Temperance, following the Two of Wands. I mean, this is what this energy means, but because it's all clarifying the Knight of Swords, this is something shocking, meeting somebody, trying to balance everything out, but it ended up falling apart. So I don't know if somebody, whether it's you, whether it's somebody that you're dealing with, is trying to keep everything sort of under wraps, but it ends up failing. Whatever the case is, there is this new path, this new road, focusing on the future, right? Doing things differently than before. But feeling then in the space of lack, this Five of Pentacles, feeling this, Five of Pentacles is a very psychological energy, meaning like you could be struggling in the pain in the aftermath of a breakup and just feeling this lack of connection. Even if you're surrounded by people, you're surrounded by friends, you have everything that you need, there could just certainly be this like lack of connection. But then we have clarifying that the Eight of Wands, which is actually a very nice energy for people who are having a hard time and maybe they're in a bad space and they're not communicating very effectively. Here is where the communication can be had. But I feel like the second you guys have the communication, you go into the Five of Swords energy, when the Five of Swords is a clash of desire and reality. And it's this tension and this ongoing conflict that you're not going to be able to win. So you really are better off walking away with grace and just dealing with your anger and disappointment, that because you can't mitigate their stuff. Somebody is acting in a way where you can't control it, right? You can only control yourself. But I feel like you're just going to be stepping into your power and just be like, you know what? I can't deal with this anymore. I gotta go. Like some of you are just going to be like, I gotta go. Honestly, this is going to be very challenging. And I'm not saying that to be negative. Again, guys, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Keep in mind, Mercury's not coming out of retrograde until the 18th, and the energy is very, very heightened. And when Jupiter goes direct that day as well, understand that Jupiter is going to be very heightened. And when Jupiter is heightened, there's an expansion of that energy. And because of how it's situated with Mars, is going to be, don't be surprised, right? If during those few days around the 18th, something sort of blows up and out. So, just understand, but it does seem like that is what's happening here. It's like this expect the unexpected sort of thing. Now, whether, and it does not necessarily have to be that somebody met somebody else, but it could certainly be that there's some sort of light shown on a truth that hasn't been discussed, and it ends up being pretty hurtful to you, and you just being like, you know what, I love that we got the Queen of Wands, because this is you being like, all right, I can't fix this person. I got to step away and step into my own power, at least for now. This does not mean that it has to last, but there's something profound that's going to be going on here. And it's going to be something to deal with for those of you in relationship. Now let's pull for those of you who are in separation. As you remember, take what resonates, throw out the rest. Don't try to make it fit if it's not your reading, okay? You want to check your rising sign, your moon sign, and your Venus sign. Okay, so we have the devil energy. Now we could tell, look, I mean, we know we've been talking in the astrology that you guys have some serious seventh house stuff, things going on here. All righty, my friends. So for those of you who are dealing and you're in separation, somebody's still in your energy, you may be very confused about them, right? Because we have that you're the devil right now. And so all that means really is, well, it's sort of twofold, right? I mean, you're recognizing the imbalance, right? In this situation, whatever you were in, right? You guys aren't together now, but you're sitting, you're realizing this imbalance. So maybe it's within you. Maybe you're nursing some sort of addiction, or some sort of anxiety, depression, something that's gone unchecked, untreated. It could be, by the way, addiction doesn't only have to be to substances. It could be to a person, spending money, sex, food, anything like that. So it could be that, or you recognizing this type of behavior in somebody else, and you just sort of being very entrenched in it and saying like, that is the main reason why I can't go back there, is because they are very imbalanced, right? In numerology, the devil energy is the lovers, right? With Gemini energy. And so what is that? That's about recognizing choice. That when there's imbalance in a relationship, there's choice. And the choice is, do you want to bother working it out, or do you not? Because do you feel like you would be actually working with somebody who could effectively work through something with you? And I would say probably not. With the Hermit energy as your challenge, Hermit is Virgo, right? You guys are the problem solvers of the zodiac. And so this is like the inability to, in a healthy way, recognize what needs work and what doesn't, and feeling like you're in it with somebody, right? Because the devil is just, it's not, you can't do it alone, basically, is what we're dealing with here. I feel like for those of you who are resonating with this, I feel like it's been over for a bit. Or you guys have experienced a lot of these cycles, right? Because the 10 of Swords is the end of a very challenging time period. And even if that ending was very painful, there was at least this feeling of lightness and this feeling of like, at least, like, as much as I miss that person, at least that hard part is done, or at least I don't have to worry about X, Y, and Z when it comes to this addiction, this imbalance, or dealing with this person who's not willing to show up and actually fix things. The basis of the situation, though, is you are still in an emotional stalemate. Like in your emotional space, you are still thinking of this person. This is a moon in Libra. Moon rules the emotions, and Libra is about relationship, but it's about you being across purposes with yourself, because you know damn well that the last go around wasn't fabulous. But the energy of October is bringing in all of us this very interesting vibe where the sharpness of past pains are sort of like weakened. And so we can find, we all can, in a certain part of our life, and for you guys it's happening in your 7th house, where it's like suddenly you can realize, oh, you know what, that was so messed up when that person did that, so messed up, but I still miss them. But like all of a sudden, where maybe a few weeks ago what didn't work was very grand in your mind, and the good times were minimized, and now it's sort of flipped, and you're able to really recognize the beautiful parts of the relationship, but yet you do know viscerally that this energy is not very healthy for you. That's why the situation right now, this 8 of Cups, is having the emotional intelligence to walk away from something with sadness but no regret, because you know in your heart of hearts that this person is never going to be able to give you what it is that you're looking for in relationship. And you're going to end up sacrificing what it is that you want, right? Because this is a Saturn and Pisces energy, and Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which is a very sacrificial energy. So what Spirit wants you to focus on is meeting somebody new, my friend. That's that Ace of Cups, new relationship, right? Really trying to bring something that you want in relationship to manifest. And it's through you growing spiritually, but this does indicate, pay attention to the signals around you, because it does seem like somebody wants to be in a relationship with you. And look at this, we got the Fool as the energy external to you. So this could be the person that you were dealing with, and they want to do things totally different than before. Totally different. For some of you, that's how it will resonate. For others of you, this is a very like Uranus kind of energy, where it's like somebody coming in who is very different than anyone that you've ever gone out with before, doing something very unconventional, something very non-traditional, but it's like fresh path, new perspective. What is your challenge though? Your challenge is being able to master this whole thing and get in front of it and just sit down and do that hard work. So you might be feeling a little kind of like not grounded, or feel one way one day, and then 24 hours later you feel a completely different way, and tempted to call them, and then just feel so happy that you didn't call them when you realize the next day at the same time that you didn't actually call them. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. And that's really challenging you. It's this vacillation that you don't want to feel, and you're almost having a hard time understanding why it is that you even feel it. Give yourself a break, my friend. Honestly, if you are feeling that way, sometimes energetically, we still have to unknot those knots that were created in what are sometimes relationships that are not meant for our highest good, So then we have the King of Wands, and the King of Wands is this idea of wanting to be a free spirit and all of that, wanting to express your ideas, go after what you want. And you just need to understand that whatever it is that you're going after, and whatever it is that you're feeling about yourself, you don't have to be perfect, whatever that definition that you've created that to be in your mind, because you are perfect exactly as you are. You bring everything to the table that you need. So you want to make sure that you don't get too tripped up in your ego, too tripped up in very high expectations, where there ends up being a lot of disappointment. It's a beautiful energy, but I do want to give the caveats, right? And then we have that being clarified by the Strength card, and the Strength is Leo, and this is all about, somebody may need their ego stroked. Okay, first of all, for those of you who are in the space where you are sort of like, okay, I'm at cross purposes, this person's not working at it, this is not the right thing for me. But then somebody might be like, hey, let's try things in a whole different way. And there could be this energy, either you or them, this idea of somebody needing to be perfect. And that would need to be balanced out. If you are in this space where you're feeling like you might want to reconcile with somebody, look, and if you feel like that's the right thing to do, by all means, go for it. But that something needs to be balanced out. Somebody needs their ego stroked. There's no question that ego is an issue in this connection. You might be dealing with a Leo energy, or Leo sun, moon, rising of Venus, or Leo on the 7th. So let's see what's going. What needs to be balanced is the fact that somebody just kind of won't come off their mark and change. They might be a little funny with money, where maybe they make a lot of money, but they're not really, keen on sharing it, or, and who says they have to? They don't have to, unless you guys are, joining forces and maybe getting married, and then it becomes an issue. But there is this element of greed about this, right? Somebody not wanting to change, somebody not wanting to look at themselves very, very honestly here. 7 of Swords is an energy of dishonesty and boundary crossing and selfishness. And that ends up inciting this feeling of pain, lack of connection, feeling alone. We have the Hierophant, expectations, the need to conform. You still have fire in your belly for this person, but at the end of the day, you're going to be very confused. So you might be dealing with the Pisces, right? Because this is a Neptune energy. Neptune rules Pisces. But there is this feeling like, if I stay in this, am I going to end up sacrificing what I want, need, and desire in order to have that, what by other people's definition is that perfect relationship, to have that happiness, right? Am I going to end up having to sacrifice what it is that I want? Because you're feeling very defensive. You're feeling very defensive, but you're very back and forth here. It's very interesting. because you see the dysfunction, but at the same time, there's something of value that you're finding in it. Knight of Cups, somebody's coming in and just proposing something here, offering some sort of situation. Very interesting. Somebody's coming in, they want absolute happiness with you. They want to build, they want to connect. Somebody still has fire in their belly for you. Somebody wants to get married, but you're not sure if you can believe them, or you're not even sure if you want it, because the Seven of Swords is also Moon in Aquarius. So this could also be like, you're saying all the right things in the moment because you really don't know what to say as they're approaching you with wanting to do A, B, and C. But you, because you can't not see how something is off. You know something is off. You know they're funny with money. You know they're not really open to change. You know that you're feeling a kind of like lonely. Something's feeling very disjointed in this relationship, but yet they may come in and say like, no, 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 it's going to be different. Da, 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 da. But you being like, really don't know how I feel. I may end up at the end of the day, sacrificing what I really want, need, and desire to just be in this thing that I'm really not feeling very confident about to begin with. I wouldn't make any big decisions right now, honestly, until like Mercury and Jupiter unknot their stuff and could totally come out of, they're coming out of retrograde on the 18th, but Mercury is not going to be out of that post shadow until, closer to the end of the month, beginning of November. All right. So let's see what's going on for our single friends. So I feel like some of you are going to resonate with this. Queen of Pentacles, yes. Challenged by the Three of Cups. So you're feeling very unsupported right now. You're in the space where you're working on yourself, you're taking care of your body, your mind, your spirit, you're doing everything that you need to do, but you're feeling very unsupported right now. And then we have the Four of Cups as the basis of the situation. You be careful of that, right? Because the Four of Cups energy indicates restlessness and boredom and apathy, right? It's like, am I ever going to meet anybody that I really want? Feeling very disillusioned about the whole thing. But, when we get this, the energy that we pull for it on is it always indicates a need to heal something, some sort of past issue having to do with relationship. We got the Devil in the recent past. So, either you or you were dealing with a devil energy where there was a lot of imbalance, whether it was from addiction, cheating, narcissistic tendencies, anything like that. So it's very hard for you to feel like somebody's got your back right now. But I feel like a lot of you are thinking about going back to somebody. And we get the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is nostalgia and harmony and the past and reconciliation for a lot of you. Not for all of you. Some of you may be going into the space where you're realizing that you absolutely need to reconcile some sort of issue within yourself that ended up being a problem in a past relationship, that you just need to reconcile. Like if somebody was unfaithful, or if somebody was dishonest, or they felt betrayed, sort of unknotting that and working through it and reconciling that. For a lot of you, you're going to be in a space of wanting to do that so that you can find balance within yourself, so that you can have a balanced relationship moving forward and not take the chance of possibly deflecting any past pain onto that next relationship, right? For many of you are going to resonate with it like that. Others of you are going to feel like, all right, what I said before about it's very easy to gloss over a lot of like messed up things that went on in relationship this month. Like we're not seeing very clearly. We're just not, right? So it could be this energy where you very much want to sort of kind of reconnect with somebody, especially if you feel like you've suffered some sort of mistreatment, so that things could be remedied and you could just feel better about things. You can feel better about things. But when you're dealing with the devil doesn't always recognize what it is that they're doing, right? So we have the Five of Cups. Page of Pentacles is the advice from Spirit to look at. So I feel like this is more about like advice to strategy more than indicative of you guys meeting anybody right now. And this is just for this month, right? So we have the Page of Pentacles, which Spirit is giving as the advice card for you. Page always indicates a new cycle, and the Pentacle can indicate you focusing on your work and taking care of your responsibilities, and just moving your life forward. And in doing that, you are going to end up meeting somebody else, possibly through work. Now, an external energy to you, we have the Page of Wands. I love this because somebody's just like right there waiting, right? Somebody who wants to express themselves to you. That's absolutely beautiful, but you just want to be careful, right? Because Page of Wands can be a little bit of a player energy, right? Somebody, and that's kind of mean for me to say that. They just might not have very high emotional intelligence when it comes to intimacy, so they could be immature when it comes to that. So they could come off as a little bit of a player energy. This can be that. So some of you may have that experience. Now, others of you, you may be meeting somebody who is really nice and is really interesting, and they're very excited, right, to be involved in something with you. But it's kind of like, all right. I almost feel like maybe it's because you're not ready yet for something, but there's something about them that's sort of a little underwhelming for you. I just feel like. Now we have your internal challenge here is the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is this idea where, you know, moving forward, trying to realize plans. Some of you may be in a space where you're trying to make some sort of connection, either through your work or through friends, but you're not very successful at accomplishing that right now. That could be for some of you. But for others of you, it's recognizing that there are two aspects to a situation, right? Should I stay single? Should I be in a relationship? Should I go back to that person? Should I ask that person, right? Two aspects of something, right? Whatever, however it would manifest for you. But you're having a really hard time kind of sinking into that. So it's because of that where you're experiencing some sort of like delays or some sort of plans falling through, that you were dealing with, and that being a big disappointment for you. So something falling through, something not happening, puts you in the space of feeling like, oh, you know, I'm just feeling sadness and loss, and this idea that something did end before you felt fully ready for it. But you're in a very healthy problem solving space with the Hermit, right? Because the Hermit is about looking at these cycles, looking at the common denominator, doing things different, recognizing that things need to be handled differently in your relationships moving forward. High Priestess energy is a very tuned in energy, focusing on your emotions. It is a moon energy, and not really talking to anybody about how it is that you want to move forward. Some of you may be just like, I really just want to create a new everything for myself. Some of you may be in that space. Because the Three of Wands is Sun and Aries energy. It's like fresh path, a new perspective. It's a very auspicious energy, but it is about turning your back on the past. Now, for some of you, this is a marriage card. This is, it does indicate an important relationship, but there's something unconventional about it. So maybe you're going abroad to meet somebody, or maybe you met somebody online, or there's something very unconventional that's going on, but you're not really talking to anybody about it. We have the Eight of Wands energy, which is communication coming in quick. We have the Queen of Cups, right? I do feel like there is somebody coming in who's sort of going to surprise you. It's going to surprise you. Like, I feel like you're not going to see it coming. Like, you can't possibly know about it right now as the reading of this. And then the Queen of Cups is Gemini and Cancer, right? Communicating about what you need and want to feel grounded, rooted, and safe and secure. Yeah, look at this Knight of Swords energy, expecting and expected. Boom, you're getting married. Or at least having a very important relationship. We have the Four of Swords. You're going to be stepping back and being like, okay, hold on, calm down. Taking a step back for perspective and just trying to figure out a different approach to this. Because I feel like something is going to happen. Is going to be like very quick. Oh my gosh. But there's the Empress. I don't know. Those of you who are single, I feel like somebody new is coming in. I mean, there's love, there's growth, there's expansion, there's relationship energy. Expect the unexpected. Quick news coming in, talking about what you need to feel grounded, rooted, and safe and secure. I mean, this is like, you're not expecting this, and something, it does seem like, is coming in. For those of you who are resonating with this, it looks good. Let's pull a couple of oracles. Round and round. Oh no. Virgo, are you getting back with somebody? Because look, we got round and round. See, that makes more sense to me. If you end up like, you don't expect it at all, somebody comes back and they're like, I have to talk to you, right? Oh my gosh, it's such an 8 of Wands energy. This is such a positive card for people who've been in separation. I want to give you everything that you want. I know you weren't expecting this, but I want to get married. I wanted to, and you're like, whoa, I need to breathe on this for a minute. And we have the Empress, which is all about love and expansion and growth. And we have round and round, mending. A change in the wind. All right, okay. You saw the cards. So awesome if that's what you're looking for. Totally there. It looks like a bit of a whirlwind. So try your very best to stay grounded, because it looks like a trippy kind of energy for you guys. Anywho, that's what I have for you. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. You have a beautiful week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.